Hello everyone, I'm going to go through the steps I took to make my husband's logo for his Twitch setup. This is just all the games that he either in the past played or he presently plays and he, enjoys. So, basically I just took a bunch of references and did rough sketches of them. Got Apex Legends, Halo, we got World of Warcraft, and let's see, we have RuneScape, League of Legends, and Call of Duty in this logo. So this is me doing the World of Warcraft symbol. This is Xerath, one of his favorite League of Legends players. This one is my most favorite one that I've done. It took me the most time. Mostly just did the rough sketch of everything first, and then I colored everything. And the coloring of him took a while because it was the first thing I did, so I kind of wanted it to look real good. And I'm learning with Procreate still. I've had this iPad for about 2-3 months now. I love Procreate. It's wonderful to use. I'm still learning it. Still a bunch of things I got to get used to, and that's normal though. But it just takes time. So this is me just doing shadows and stuff, and I don't have a method. I just kind of go with like what the reference looks like. I go with a lighter color first, and then I do darker around it. So I basically do the shadows, light base coat, then I do shadows, darken up some things like lines, like the cracks in the armor, and then I went and did lighter colors for the highlights. And then I found this tool called the light pen, and that's what made him pop for me. I started using them a little bit, and I'm like, well, I can't really see much of what it looks like. Besides, the hand, you can see the dark outlines. I'm like, well, let me see if a darker background. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that is so amazing. So I used the darker background, and it just came out so good. So this is Apex Legends. One of his favorite characters was Lifeline. He kind of rotates between them, but this one is the one I see him playing the most, is Lifeline, and I love her hair. So I just did this, and then this is just me going through some stuff. And then, of course, I did the Apex Legends logo, and then Halo. He had the original Xbox with original Halo 2, and then I think once he got to like Halo Destiny, he kind of slowed off on Halo because the gameplay started getting weird. But he was always into like the snipers and then the swords. So, and then his gamer tag is Chase D Cold. And then this is me doing the RuneScape. At first I was like, okay, how am I supposed to do this? It's sometimes my thought process, I'm trying to do something one way, and then it takes me a while. It's like, okay, let me try doing something different. And that's basically where this came from. I showed it to my husband because it wasn't like a perfect picture of this abyssal whip. So I'm like, what does this look like to you? And he's like, that looks like the whip from RuneScape. I'm like, oh, good. At least it's, you can tell what it is. And then this is me putting the logo together. And then he wanted me to put some Call of Duty in there. I'm like, okay, what kind of Call of Duty do you want? He's like, do the Gulag. I'm like, okay. So I just the Gulag is just this pit in Call of Duty that people fight in. So I'm like, I'm just going to put Gulag. People should know if they play Call of Duty. So this is me playing with the colors of the name to make them pop, and then rearranging. And then he wanted me to do more for World of Warcraft. So I did kind of what I did with the Halo and did the 2 different weapons. And his weapons of choice back in the day, well, his characters was Shaman and Priest. So I did this hammer for Shaman, and then the Priest staff. He's like the original staff. It's just iconic for him. So I did that for him. It's just, like rough coloring, rough shading and stuff. Because once you put it all together, it's cohesive at the end. And then I did a little bit of highlights here, and then this is me putting it all together. And then I'm like, oh, let me do a lightning background. I think that'd be cool. So I did that, put everything together, and then voila, done.